Tarot friends, Justin Michael, welcome back to my channel, and of course welcome if it's your first time visiting. I appreciate you as always. We're going to take a look at some playing card tarot mashups today. Especially want to show you this deck here called the Standard Playing Card Tarot, which I just received the other day. It was a Kickstarter project. We're going to look at that in just a second. Really excited about that. And I posted some pictures on Instagram and Facebook and got a whole lot of questions about it, so I thought I would do a walkthrough. But I wanted to show you some other decks too. So the very first kind of mashup that I got, playing card tarot mashup, was Playing Marseille by Ryan Edward, which is basically, I mean, it's a real mashup. The book is fantastic because it talks about playing card reading, but it also is sort of a tarot book as well. You know, it talks about the trumps. So what it is it's a Tarot de Marseille, basically, but it has French suited pips, which kind of makes sense because Tarot de Marseille is a very French deck, but the pips are the Italian suited pips, you know, which is traditional because tarot originated in Italy, and so that's why we see Italian suited pips. You know, we didn't really see French suited pips in tarot decks until like the 19th century. I think the middle of the 18th century, they started popping up like all over parts of Switzerland and so forth. I think mainland France preferred Italian suited pips until like World War I or something like that. But if the game is being played today, so tarot, the game of tarot being played in France or Switzerland today, you would see a French suited tarot deck. You know what I mean? But you wouldn't see the traditional 22 trumps. Like, there'd be no chariot. It would be like animal. They're like animal trumps, basically. It doesn't really matter what the image is anymore. It's all about the number. You know what I mean? So, like, except for the Batelier or the Bagato, you know, there's always a magician in the deck. But after that, you know, card 2 isn't the papes, it could be like a garden, you know, it doesn't really matter. It's because it's all about numbers, you know. Anyway, so they exist even today. I mean, people use them. But basically what Ryan Edward did was he redrew a very Noblet inspired set of trumps and then added them to French suited pips. And it's really a beautiful deck. It's great. And so I started getting really interested in these decks, and I have quite a few of them. Here's another one's more modern, by Dead on Paper, called the Arcana Tarot Playing Card Deck. And this is really a beautiful deck, great quality. Love the backs, you know. And there's a couple different versions of this. I know there's a white version as well, but you can see it's very modern kind of art on the trumps. But you have the playing card suits. And it's great because, you know, playing cards, like reading playing cards, which is very old. I mean, people were reading standard playing cards before they were reading tarot decks, you know what I mean? It's a different dynamic because you have red and black suits, you know, or in this case, red and white suits. And it's a very kind of, you know, it goes with like that whole kind of duality thing, you know. There's the Joker, but really beautiful deck. I love this deck. And this is one of the more modern versions, but again, traditional playing card pips, you know what I mean. And we used to do quite a bit of playing card reading. I would have Chris Kelly on my channel once in a while. I think we're going to do it again soon, but we would just kind of have a go at reading playing cards, you know. It's different. It was a bit of a challenge. Because, you know, there aren't as many visuals to kind of go by. But it was a lot of fun. So, one other deck I want to show you before we get going, before I show you the new one, is the Rare Triumphs, which was Ian Cumstay, who is a really smart guy. He's on tarot history a lot, knows quite a bit about playing card history, and he designed a deck called Pikes and Clovers, which was really popular. And then he decided to do a tarot deck based on the Pikes and Clovers. So this is basically his tarot deck is the Pikes and Clovers playing card deck with trumps added. So, you know, and you'll get a sense of why it was called Pikes and Clovers. So you have the moon there, the death card, you know, lots of clovers and pikes all throughout the deck. He's has some other trumps as well, like the Wanderer. Well, that's kind of the Fool, I believe. But, you know, like, the Hangman, for instance, is the downfall card instead of the Hangman, and it's a guy kind of riding a donkey backwards, you know. So it's not exactly a traditional kind of deck, but it's really, really great. You know, the worker is the magician, so, you know, it's his interpretation of what the trumps, I guess, mean, you know. But really cool and different, and a lot of fun, visually fun deck to read, and I just love it. So, Chaos is 15 instead of the Devil. Very, very cool deck. Trickster. Okay, so that's Rare Triumphs by Ian Cumsty. And I will leave some links below. I believe that's still available to get. And any links that are pertinent to this, I will definitely leave below. Okay, so now I really just love these mashups. You know what I mean? And I get them. So this one, I was surprised because when I posted pictures of it on Instagram and Facebook, I got a lot of questions about it. Like, people didn't really know it was on Kickstarter. And I think my theory is that it came out around the same time as that Rider-Waite-Smith one. You know, the playing card deck with the Rider-Waite-Smith images on it that everybody absolutely loved except me. I just didn't really like it. You know, it wasn't my aesthetic. But I think everybody just really loved that, and that kind of got all the attention. And then this deck sort of came after, and I was like, wow, this is more my style, you know. And I think people either missed it or passed on it or whatever, but now maybe they're starting to look at it, you know, because things have cooled off a little bit. But anyway, I don't know. But came with this really nice bag. It's like a velvety kind of suede feeling bag. Really, really good quality. Probably gets stained up pretty and dirty pretty easily, though. Probably have to send that to the dry cleaners. The book is very similar, but on a smaller scale to the Playing Marseille. You know, there's some information about face cards and playing card reading, which is really interesting. And then there is a bit about the trumps as well. So let's take a look at the deck. This is made in the USA, which is kind of cool. You know, how often do you see a tarot deck made in the USA? It's actually put out by Shuffled Inc., which is the company that prints the Artisan Tarot decks. This box is very matte, papery kind of feeling, but very sturdy. I really, really love it. It looks and feels incredible. And the card quality is just really, really nice. So let's take a look. You get two jokers, which weren't initially going to be part of the deck. They weren't going to do jokers, but I believe they added them on as a stretch goal. And so we're going to start off with the Fool. And I'm going to show you pretty quickly. These are the backs. Very, very, you know, standard kind of playing card backs. And I'm just going to go pretty quickly. So it's double-sided, you know, so there are no reversals. We have the Magician. It has a... Okay, so somebody was like, I don't understand why it has suits on the trumps. And I was like, oh, no, that's not... It's a fifth suit, you know, because it's a kind of like a symbol that's combined all the other suits, you know. So they came up with like a unique kind of pip look, you know what I mean? So it's its own suit. It's the fifth suit, you know. I think they just did that for aesthetics, you know, put like a symbol in there to make it kind of fit in with the other pips. But really cool design. I mean, I really, really like it. Okay, so we have the Priestess instead of the Papess. So, you know, it's not like a historic kind of order. You're going to see Empress. You're going to see what I mean by that when we get to Strength and Justice. So we have the Emperor, the Priest instead of the Pope. You have Lovers at card 6, of course, as always. The Chariot. Okay, now we have Strength at number 8, which is very Rider-Waite-Smith kind of thing. Because actually, you know, somebody was just telling me, Ross Caldwell on the Tarot History group, that, you know, that was, I think it came in the 1880s, that order. At the start of the Golden Dawn. It wasn't until the Golden Dawn that they came up with that order. It was never a historic order. You know, Strength at card 8. And here's the Hermit at 9. The Wheel, which I really love this wheel card. Very Egyptian looking. And it's just really, really cool. Love the colors. Okay, so now you have Justice. But one thing I do like about Justice at card 11 is that it's the center of the deck, you know. It kind of makes sense in a way. To me, anyway. Okay, so here we have the Hangman. Another really cool card is the Death card. And Temperance. So, again, I haven't really tried this out much. I did read with it a bit, but I didn't really look at the visuals much. But there's a lot of cool shapes and stuff in there, and there's a lot to kind of work with, you know. There's the Devil and the Tower. I really, really like this. The Star, the Moon, and the Sun. I just love that. I love that. Okay, here's Judgment and the World. And now when we get to the pips, you know, it just looks like a regular playing card deck, you know, something you would be playing, you know, 500 Romy with. But you will see these cards in here, which represent the Knights with the C, and that stands for Cavalier or Chevalier, which is the same thing as a Knight, basically, you know. And you see that a lot. I mean, I have other mashups that I didn't show you, for instance, like the Tarot of Luca, which uses the Cavaliers. So it has, you know, Queen, King, Jack, Cavalier. The aces I really love too, so that's another thing I want to show you. So we have the Ace of Clubs. Beautiful cards, man. You have the Cup and the Ace of Hearts. The Swords and the Ace of Spades. And then we have Pentacles in the Ace of Diamonds. But now we have regular playing card pips, you know. So, you know, if you like playing card reading and you like tarot reading, I think you would have an easy time to kind of adapt, you know, because you have that kind of visual of the black and red cards, you know what I mean? But you have the trumps, and it's just a nice way to kind of mash things up. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'll leave the link below. I didn't hear anything about a pre-order. And the cardstock, like I said, is really, really nice. I mean, it's that beautiful, very slippery cardstock put out by Shuffled Ink. So there was nothing mentioned about a pre-order on the Kickstarter campaign, although they did say that they were going to work with retailers. So I suspect you'll probably see this deck for sale maybe on Amazon, I'm hoping, or somewhere, maybe Etsy soon. You know, and I have reached out to the creator. I just haven't heard anything back. But potentially, you know, these will be for sale. So just keep an eye out, and I'll keep you posted too here. Once they do go for sale, if I find anything out, I will actually update the info section of this video, and you can come back here. Okay, I want to show you a couple more decks because while I have them out and I'm thinking playing cards, this was another deck that I backed on Kickstarter, and I thought it was going to be the same kind of thing, the Poker Tarot, it's called, by Molina, who did another deck recently, which I can never remember the name of, Vicente Molina Pardo, but it's on here somewhere, so we're going to see. I think it's on here. Where is it? Oh, on here. He did Tarot Morandi, that was the name of it, which was a really interesting deck. And that's kind of some artwork from the Tarot Morandi. I did a walkthrough of that deck if you're interested, but this is called the Poker Tarot. So I thought, well, another mashup, you know. But it's actually not. It's a poker deck that is just an oracle, basically, or a fortune-telling deck. But it's really, really beautiful. I quite like it. So here's the Joker and a couple of random trumps. I'm not sure exactly what these cards are, but you have like four kind of trump cards, you know, jokers, two jokers, and two various extras. But then the rest are just playing cards, you know. So we have, you know, but a lot of cool artwork. I mean, it's really beautiful. And I think the theme here is Latin. So you'll see Latin phrases all throughout. And it'd be cool to kind of learn what these mean. And you can kind of learn some Latin while you're working with the deck, I guess. But it's really, really beautiful deck. There's nothing tarot about this deck, so I'm not sure why they called it the Poker Tarot. But again, I'm glad I got it, and I really, really love the art style, and I'm glad that it is what it is. But like, I just don't understand the title, I guess. You know, but really, really beautiful. And I'll leave a link down below for this as well. Did I show you the backs are really, really cool? Really, really cool backs. Oh, and of course the most important, I should have showed you these first, are the face cards. I mean, look how beautiful these face cards are. I mean, they are so pretty. Really, really pretty deck. Okay, so that's the Poker Tarot by Molina. Let me show you one more. I might actually show you some a playing card deck as well, but I'm going to show you, well, I'm going to show you a deck similar to this. So the last one I got of that was this deck. I haven't showed any of these decks yet on my channel, and it's just kind of an excuse to catch up and show some decks that I got. So this is cool. This is a cool deck. It's called Conjure Cards, and it's a playing card deck, but it's based on an Appalachian kind of fortune-telling system. That is really, really interesting. So it's Mountain Prophets. Secrets of the Old Time Mountain Prophets. Really nice box. Jake Richards is the person who created this, Conjure Cards. And it's all about kind of, you know, each card kind of has its own meaning, and it's all about, there's quite a bit about dreams and stuff in here. You know, dreaming of this and that. It's a really interesting deck, okay? And it's kind of hard to explain, but these are the backs. And they're playing card decks, but they're sort of have drawings on them, you know. So we have the King of Clubs, Three of Spades. I'm going to show you very quickly. Okay, this is the one, the Baby Cradle. I think it had something to do with a dream, you know. If you dreamed of a baby being born, somebody was going to die or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so here it is. So the Conjure Cards deck is fashioned to honor both traditions of dream interpretation and fortune-telling as they arose and grew in Appalachia and other frontier American regions. So many folks in Appalachia and elsewhere have grown up hearing and learning these dream meanings, and likewise learning various forms of divination by reading tea leaves, coffee grounds, and so forth. Okay, yeah, so, you know, you get the picture. I knew it had something to do with... I read it a long time ago, the book, when I first got it. Acorn. So, you know, you have all these symbols in here. It's similar to, like, a Lenormand almost. Just really cool. Something very interesting in L. Well, it's a total fortune-telling deck. Yeah. I'm probably overdoing it and showing you too much here, but you know what? I might as well while I have them out, because I'll probably never show this deck on my channel otherwise. Really, really cool. Anyway, very, very interesting little deck. And interesting card stock, too. It's like, you know, not the best quality, but it feels kind of cool, actually, shuffling them and all. So they're Conjure Cards. One other deck, and this is the last one I'm going to show you, is a playing card deck, which I got since we're on the topic of playing cards. This is just a regular playing card deck. It's from Lithuania. And I think there was some kind of contest. I backed it on Kickstarter. I'm going to show you very quickly. And it was just a really beautiful deck. Here's a Joker. And my favorite part about this deck is the pips. It's just such a cool... Look, I love those clubs. Yeah, the pips and the court cards are just beautiful in this, you know. So it's based on a Lithuanian historic playing card deck. I think from the 30s, if I'm not mistaken. Just beautiful. I think there are 4 jokers in here, if I'm not mistaken. 3 or 4. Cool aces. Because here's a joker here. Maybe there are 3. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, that's about it. And like I said, check the info section if you're interested in, finding any of these decks online, and leave your comments below. And any questions or comments, please leave them below. And until next time, everybody, love and peace. Talk soon. Bye-bye.